So, I want to talk about Gary and Darlene Smith. And now, Gary and Darlene Smith are parents of Brandy Nussbaum and Brandon Nussbaum. Now, at one point, Brandon Nussbaum was my best friend. Um, but they found a way to turn him against me. But anyways, let me turn this off, change it or something. But anyways, so we're going to talk about poisoning people. Now, right after I had my hip surgery, I had a hip replacement. My left hip is fucked. I was in a car wreck when I was 19 and I shattered my femur and they put two pins in it. So back in 2000, the late or early 2018, I had a hip replacement. And the guy that did it, Michael Bernhardt, was a real arrogant fucking prick. Um, I saw him before my surgery. I saw him having a conversation with my stepfather, which I never gave him permission to talk to him. So that's a major HIPAA violation there. But so short, very very shortly after my hip surgery, I'm over at my mother's place, and Gary and Darlene Smith are there. Now, Darlene Smith is a real arrogant, uppity bitch. Uh, Basically, is what she is. And she made a comment to me like I was crossing. I had my leg crossed. It's just more comfortable for me to sit with my leg crossed. And she made a comment to me about my hip, but it was real, uh, like a shitty, like a real snide comment, like as in there's nothing wrong with your hip. Why did you have a hip replacement type shit? Well, this bitch has probably never been in a car accident, has never shattered her femur and had two pins in it. She has no clue what's going on. But so that was one clue, and she gave me a couple others. So my parents, my mother and my stepfather, they go down to Daytona Beach every winter. In the place where I live, they've got a place right next door. So before we would go to, before they would go back to Daytona Beach, um, I I said, hey, let's go, let's have dinner or something. Before you go, we'll have dinner and you guys can go. So I'm over there. I'm having you know, my idea with the whole thing was let's go out to eat, let's go get a good meal, and let's go out to eat. But they didn't do that. They didn't want to do that. My mother, she decided to cook at home, and I don't remember exactly what it was cooked. And she invited Gary and Darlene Smith, and um, so I start eating my fucking meal, and it's like somebody dumped a whole gallon of fucking a pound of salt on my meal. It was done deliberately. And I didn't do anything about it. I didn't say anything. The only thing I said about it to my mother was if you keep on putting this much salt on your food, you're not going to be around much longer. But I do remember one thing uh, with her, with Darlene Smith, is she made a comment to me like, um, "You're handsome," but it wasn't like a compliment. It was an insult. And she's real clever with the way she does things. She's like I said, she's a real uppity bitch. She thinks her shit don't stink, and I'm starting to get the impression that that's how her kids are too. Um, Definitely Gary Smith. So I think Gary Smith and Tim Bayliss are having an affair. Honestly, is what I think. I don't know, but they're always together. It's like they're butt buddies or some shit. I don't know what the hell is going on with them, but anyway, so back to poisoning. So that's one example of my mother putting shit in my food. This is the kind of person she is. So she dumped a whole pound of salt on my meal, and I sat there and ate it like a good boy. I didn't complain. I didn't say anything other than, you need to watch your health type shit. But there was another occasion where she put something. I don't know if she put like a laxative in a meal that she brought me. Because I went over there and I ate, and I can't remember if I went over there or if she brought it to me or what. But I just remember the whole next day just shitting every fucking where. I was in the toilet for the whole day, and my stepfather comes over here, and I made a comment as to what was going on with me, and he just looked at me and snickered and laughed like a real snide snicker. The kind of guy, the kind of shit eating grin that Tim Bayless has. Like, yeah, I know what's up. So we'll get back to my mother. Um, she she went out and she had this sign made. Now I have pit bulls, and I think they're the best breed of dog uh, on earth. German shepherds are number two in my eyes. But so she gives me so she went out and she had this specially made sign made for me. And what the sign said was, "You'll never know what love is until you're owned by a pit bull." Owned by a pit bull. Now, I didn't really gather what was going on, but what the sign was that she owned me and that she's a pit bull. Like, as in she's tough like a pit bull, but she's not. She likes to take pictures of herself doing nasty things. And so yeah, she's trying to ruin me. My own mother here. She would rather see me in prison as opposed to succeeding because she doesn't want to give me the money that my grandmother left me. It's what it all boils down to. Plus, she took out a life insurance policy, and I confirmed it with the local sheriff's department that is the case. Um, this is the type of person that she is. But the funny part about this, what I can't figure out, is a couple days later, I go over there and she mentions to me that she's been in and out of the bathroom all day. This was just a couple days later. So I don't know who got her back, but someone's watching out for me. I don't know who it is, but they know what you're doing, Brenda. They know everything you're doing. So what you do to me is going to come back to you tenfold. So stop putting shit in people's food. I don't know if you're trying to kill me or hurt me. I know you're trying to hurt me. You've been trying to do that your whole life. But stop putting things in. Beware of anything that Brenda Bayless makes. One time she made some chicken. We went out to a cookout. She made some chicken that was not cooked all the way. And so it was like an hour drive back to my place back then. And my son was throwing up all over the place. So anyways, be wary of anything that you eat that comes from Brenda Bayless. Brenda K. Bayless likes to put things in people's food, including her own son, because that's the kind of piece of shit that she is. So